Alright everybody, so welcome back to another episode of Would I Buy? And as the cool kids will say, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, but don't smash your computer. And we are looking at R-Type Final 2. Why is it called Final 2? I don't know, is it the Final 2? I don't get it. And I kind of shot myself in the foot on this one, because obviously one of the previous games, the Sol Cresta that I played, I clearly stated that I was not a big fan of top-down shooters, and a lot of that comes down to my experience that I just prefer side-scrolling shooters. Now, I do like the side-scrolling shooters, but my main experience has been Thunder Force. I never really got the chance to play much of R-Type, to be honest. I think it was because it was still a lot in space. I don't know. I mean, Thunder Force is in space as well, but it seemed to be more relatable because it was... Well, I don't know. No, it was still in space, but that was what I mainly had played. Although that had a top-down one as well. Never liked that one. Thunder Force 3, wasn't a big fan of that, but Thunder Force 4, my best. I loved that one. So yeah, when it comes to R-Type Final 2, it's a lot better. It's a lot better than Sol Cresta, I'll put it that way. This is what I do enjoy. It's a lot of polish, to be honest, for a side-scrolling game. Like when you get your opening cutscenes and such as that. But obviously, when you go into the game itself, it's still the R-Type that we all kind of know and love. And when I say know and love, I mean I played another R-Type game. In fact, what is it? R-Type Dimensions. That was also on the Switch, so because I kind of downloaded the demo for that. And it's kind of the R-Type Dimensions where it kind of made me a little bit sad at the same time, because now I will say that if you are a big R-Type fan, then you're probably going to feel very much right at home here, because when I started playing it, it looks to be all very similar enemies, all the different similar power-ups that you got from the R-Type Dimensions, which kind of makes me feel as if, you know, they are respecting that original arcade cabinet, and yeah, all very similar enemies, very similar weapons, and it was very similar sort of layout in terms of the levels. So it's all good, it's all fun. I did enjoy playing the demo. I think it's obviously only the first level. Now, I don't know how many levels there are in this game, but I can only presume that if it's going to be like any other arcade game, I can't imagine all that more than 10-15 levels. Now, I'll probably have somebody maybe out there that has played it and will tell me that I'm completely wrong, that it's tons and tons of levels. And therefore in that situation I will eat my words. But I can only presume that it's going to be sort of 7, well, I'll just say, I'll give it benefit of the doubt, I'll say like 15 levels. Let's say it has 15 levels. Now, there seems to be a lot of variety in terms of the ships as well, which I presume... Now, in the demo, they only had an option of 3, and it looks as if each ship will sort of have slightly different choices of weapons. So I can only presume that as you play through that, you will unlock more ships that will have a lot of different weapons, abilities, that kind of thing. It doesn't change the fact... I think what would have been good is maybe each ship would kind of have its own lot of 7 levels. But I think I'd have been on board with that. However, each ship, you played the same level, which to me kind of makes me think that I can't imagine there being a whole huge amount to this game. I mean, if you really do like unlocking the ships, then fair enough, you'll have more different... To me, unlocking new ships, it's all very much cosmetic. I don't worry too much. I mean, I know that they'll all have sort of different abilities, and it's similar to, say, like something like Splatoon, where you have different ways of playing. A side-scroller is still a side-scroller, and having different weapons it doesn't really change the way the game is played. It kind of just, you have to dodge a bit differently. That's the way that I look at it in a shooter. Different weapons does not offer different strategies as such. To me, it just means you have to move in different directions. I went off the rails there. I really went off the rails there. God, it sounds like I'm really criticizing, and I'm not, because I did enjoy the level. Like, the atmosphere I thought were brilliant, and the music I thought was absolutely perfect for what it were, and I really enjoyed. And I think it'll probably have a good soundtrack, and listening to the R-Type Dimensions as well, that also has a good soundtrack, so it seems like it's going to be on par with that. So why am I actually seem like I'm being really critical of it? And I think it's more down to the price. I mean, I looked at it, and the cheapest thing that I could find, was it like £35 or something like that. Did I make that number up? I don't know. Off the top of my head, let's just say it would have been the cheapest one that I can think of would be £35. That is a big price. Fair enough, if we were growing up in the 90s, PlayStation and stuff like that, you know what? Fair enough. That, I thought it was brilliant. But in this day and age where I don't know, it's not really a genre that holds up as big today, at least not to warrant that kind of price tag. I know that sounds like it's been really, really critical, because I'd grown up in that time where games like this would have cost full price. But I think because we are in that day now where there is so much more competition, and there is so much more like indie titles that could produce maybe not quite as good quality, but for a much cheaper price, it's a big ask to pay, is that £30. And I kind of just, I can't help but get the feeling that it's using the name really to warrant that price tag, because I mean, I'm not being funny, when I played R-Type Dimensions, I kind of just felt like this was just a remake of the other, and it probably is for all I know. I mean, the levels seem so similar, the enemies seem so similar, the weapons seem so similar, and it could be just that it's a throwback, or it could be a remake, I don't know. But it doesn't change the fact that it's a big ask for that kind of price tag in this day and age, for something that what would essentially amount to a standard arcade like experience. And I have nothing wrong with a standard arcade like experience, but when I just think that R-Type Dimensions is also available on the store, and that's R-Type 1 and 2, and that is like £13-14, I think you're only going to get away with maybe charging like £15-20 for this tops. 35 and more is a lot to ask. I'm not too worried about if there's a whole big crafting system. Yes, there is a lot of options for different ships, but to me, as I say, if you're going to go into the same levels, it feels just more cosmetic than anything else. And that's the only sad thing about it. You probably had enough of me criticising your favourite game now. If you're a big R-Type fan, I do apologise. And to be honest, you probably would be buying this game anyway. You'd love it, you'd defend it to high heaven. And I get it, R-Type is fun. It's a lot better than the top-down shooters. It's a lot better than that Soul Cresta, and it doesn't need a dramatic version or anything like that. Because I think I just like this type of gameplay, and that's the only thing I say. If it would come down to me, would I buy? I would buy it, yes. I did enjoy it, and I could enjoy it. But not at that price. I don't think this day and age I couldn't warrant that and justify that price. You know, I'm a family person now. These days, I've got my daughter to think about. I've got family to think about. You know, we've got the bills to pay and everything like that. I cannot justify spending £35 for what is essentially a standard arcade shooter. It might be a very well-known, popular franchise standard shooter, but it's a standard arcade shooter all the same. And I feel as if that price tag is purely because of the name, and not because it's the big, huge, gigantic game and stuff that it probably wanting to be. So yeah, I apologise if you are a big R-Type fan. As I say, I never really grew up with R-Type. I knew of it and I played them very briefly and I enjoyed them. But to me, obviously, it was Thunder Force, so maybe that's partly the reason why, because I'm not an R-Type fan. But obviously, if you are an R-Type fan, you probably love it. You'd probably be really into it, and you probably want to buy it anyway. That you don't need me convincing. I mean, not that I'm convincing anyway. I'm just basically saying, would I buy or not? And to me, yes, I would. Just not at that price. I'd wait for a sale. But yeah, that's just my opinion. So what about you guys? Are you an R-Type fan? Are you into your side scrolling, or do you prefer the top down? Are you mad at me for High Heaven for insulting your favourite franchise? I don't know. Let us know in the comments. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Laters.